Okay, hello everybody. It is 7:01. It just struck off of the 7 o'clock hour. I want to make sure that we get used to starting these things on time, in proper order and in accordance to professionalism. So for the people watching us right now, live on YouTube, or the people that will be seeing this afterwards, my name is Kevin Chill Hurd. I am the operator, the executive producer, the host of Chill Talk. Of course, everybody knows our super producer, Felicia Haney, does most of the hard leg work over on most of the leg work over on Chill Talk. But this is an announcement for something special that we've been planning to do on Chill Talk for quite some time, and many of you uh, may have heard about it as we proceed. We have, I see in the building right now, we have two members from that are going to be debating. I can probably wait just a little bit before we get started because certainly we have to respect everybody's time. And we have Mr. James Lewis here, was so kind to be here with us. He is a debate coach, a debate instructor, and certainly I'm going to let him introduce himself in just a minute. What I want everybody to know is that on July 17th at 8 o'clock on the Kevin Chill Hurd YouTube channel, we will be having our first ever debate. And the debate at hand will be about vaccines, and we'll cover the exact language of the resolution resolve for what the actual title of the debate will be. What you'll see today is us going over the rules of the debate, which to so one, so we will be full transparency about what the rules are. Both teams have been provided with the rules. Both teams have agreed that the rules are sufficient. And I'd like to thank a couple of people on this journey to make sure that uh, the rules were in proper procedure according to the rules of debate. Firstly, I sent a copy of my initial plan to my brother Wujau, and people know Wujau as the instructor of the Seshumani Medu Necher collective, but and as a member of the Amara squad. But he has been in formal debates. He was trained in debates, and so I wanted to make sure that I talked to Brother Wujao and kind of let him know what I was doing. And I just want to say thank him for him giving me initial nod. Say it looks pretty good. You may want to add in topics of something that I did do. Then, of course, my good friend John Kersey over at Tri-C Cuyahoga Community College spoke with me, and we talked a little bit about debate formats, and he put me in contact with our good brother who we have right here. Excuse me, let me let brother Ankh West in the building. And as brother Ankh comes in, uh, he introduced me to brother James Lewis, who provided me some answers to some questions on debate format. So without further ado, I'll let brother James Lewis introduce himself.
Hi, my name is James Lewis. I coach and teach at University School, at our high school in Hunting Valley, Ohio. Now I just took over as a head coach of our speech and debate team in 2019. I've been at US. Sorry, I thought I
Uh,
got.
yeah, sorry about that. Hold on. Okay, go ahead and unmute brother Lewis.
I think I'm unmuted now, but
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
that's pretty much it. I've been at US since 2010 as a teacher, and I just took over as head coach last year.
Of the debate team. All right. Well, thank you for being here with us. And certainly, as we led up to this, you were invaluable on explaining to me some of the nuances of the debate process. So thanks very much. I also want to thank the teams, the two teams that are taking part in this. Certainly, we wouldn't be at this position without them. So both teams, thank you very much for one, agreeing to do this, and two, to do it on my platform. Certainly, a lot of you have platforms of your own of various sizes. So I appreciate you guys showing up, involved with the Kevin Chill Herd, with the Chill Talk, Chill Vision platform. I also like to thank our sponsor, Reverence Design Team, my BFF, LaDosha Wright. Big ups to you, LaDosha. She's been very instrumental and interested in seeing this happen for a long time. So I like to thank her. Uh, so what I want to do is one, have if we have brother Shawn to quickly let us know who are the team members that he has on his team. A quick background, because brother Lewis has a class to attend to, and then if I can have brother Stereo, government name Craig Baxter, to also introduce, let us know who his team members are. So brother Any Aret Sean Kalfani, could you please introduce to us, or let us know who are the team members that you brought with you?
Yeah, ETM Hotel Rennie Shawn. That's welcome in peace. My name is Shawn. Um, our team consists of the dear great Dr. Ma'at, Big Brother, the God Killer, Unc West, and myself, Any Haret Kalfani. He who brings back the lost shall lead. And that's where we at right now. We're dealing with the lost. It's time to lead.
All right, brother Ankh, you want to say anything since you're on here, please? Just a brief.
Oh, I just want to say, I appreciate the, the time you're gonna give us to kind of reach out and help the community. We see brothers like Nick Cannon and Sean Jackson. They carrying the poor man information, carry the shit information is gonna cost us our lives. And so I always appreciate a platform to expose the misinformation. We live in a new time now where we are demanding things from other people in high places, right? Different ethnic groups. We are demanding that they do certain things. And so when you demand that other people do certain things with the spotlight shines back on you. So you can't sound like the people, you know what I'm saying, that you're demanding things from. No one's going for that. So, I appreciate this opportunity to be with my comrades, Dr. Oyamayat, Brother Shawn, you know what I'm saying, so that we can, just teach the people proper information that will benefit them during this time of the pandemic. And I think, I got to take my hat off to you, brother, because we're in the middle of a pandemic and wrong information will get you killed.
All right, thank you there, brother Unc West. Brother Stereo, let us know who your team members are, and just a little bit about why you decided to partake in this.
Well, first of all, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Craig Baxter, aka Stereo the Hitman. Hitman for various reasons, but in this avenue, it would be a lot of hitmen hitting. But my partner is the one and only incomparable Kory Kane, aka the Doc, who's a specialist in herbal medicine and knowing the body and different genres of, how the body function. And my other partner on my team is Mikaela. Um, though Chill is very familiar with her. She's very prolific in her thoughts and her studies, and she's going to be a great asset to what we're doing, as well as Kory Kane. I feel like, our opponents are great for the simple fact that, we're able to have opponents, and for them to step up to, getting that light. which is cool, and vice versa. And again, like in this world, there's a lot of things going on. Some on the surface, some under the surface. And we're here to really expose what's under the surface because it stays under the surface. So we're here to bring it to light so people can be aware and get educated. From this great platform of a debate here, I think the most important thing is that the people absolutely leave educated and leave not saying, well, I don't want to take the vaccine because they just don't want to and they heard bad things, but leave knowing either I don't want to take it because of what I heard and this is what it is, or I do want to take it because I heard of what this is. That way, nobody's in the gray area. They get a chance to be educated on both sides, And I also understand this world, you can't get a yin without a yang. So there's always opposing sides, no matter how you look at things. So it's at the end of the day, what people get out of it, it's what they're going to get out of it anyway in their own perception, which is great.
Okay, before we go to Kory Kane, brother Kory Kane, quickly, I just want to establish, you introduced your other partner who's not here is Michaela. We need, because she also goes by the name of Kai. So, and I was told that we could refer to her, advertise that she was going to be on here, and that the other team noted she was going to be referred to as Kai. So I want people to know if they hear people saying Kai, that is the Michaela that you were talking about. Brother Kory Kane, talk to us briefly before we go over the rules. Introduce yourself, let us know who you are and why you conceded to being here for this debate.
My name is Kory Kane. I'm a holistic nutritionist by trade. So debates are very important right now, especially dealing with the false information or coward-hearted information, as I should say. So I'm here to really just educate, like I always do. Platform to educate, whether it's music, whether it's education, as far as health education, because I have clients. I don't have, to be totally real with you, chill. Like I love the platform, but I didn't even expect to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I have like clients. I stopped when I was doing to come to do this. The last one I was on for a minute. I'm definitely gonna be there. I just talked to Kai. She was in a meeting. She couldn't even come, but she's gonna be here because this is what we do every day. This is not something I don't sit back and, I'm not like these guys who sit back and, they live their life in theory. I really been in the courtrooms. I really been in them places. Did these dudes talking about on these on these platforms about these warriors? I've been in the field. I got scars from the field. I just talked to my man Bud from jail. I just talked to him from prison. You know what I'm saying? So, this right here is fact checking. We're gonna get the record straight from the real, from the trio. because if you ain't experienced it, it's theory. So when you live it, it's a different type of talk. I talk this from the heart because I live it. That's why my shirt say, what it say? Victory is ours. That's it.
All right, we appreciate you, brother. What we're going to do right now is go over, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to pull up information from the debate. Let me make sure. All right, let's see. Make sure we have the correct information. I hate to have to pull up some of my secret files. Okay, can you guys see that? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Chill Talk Public Forum, Public Forum Debate. Resolve Black people in America should take FDA government approved vaccines, pro or con, for or against. You can read this as an extended format of the public forum debate style, which should be relatively simple. 3 debaters pro will compete against 3 other debaters con, 6 debaters in total to determine the resolution pro or con. If the 2 sides cannot agree on order of who presents first or second, A coin will be flipped to determine if the pro for vaccine side or the con against vaccine side will go first. And this is the order of operations for the first round. The speaker for the first team, and I gave arbitrary names, and all the names begin with either A or B for teams A or B. The opening constructive speech will last for 5 minutes from the first speaker of Team A, followed by opening constructive speech by the first speaker of Team B. If we can have the instructor, Brother James Lewis, give just a brief synopsis on what we should be looking to hear during the constructive speech, we would be appreciative.
The constructive is just it's your case. It's your opening. It is the main arguments that you hope to advance in proving your side to be correct. So the debaters I coach often break their case up into sort of, we call them contentions. You don't need to use that word, but they might have in 5 minutes anywhere between 1 or 3 contentions. And so within each contention, you're essentially going to say, I would argue that African Americans should take vaccines because, and then you would give support within that contention for that reason. So if your contention is, I would argue that they should take vaccines because it improves life expectancy, then you might list within that contention statistics or reasons why it improves life expectancy. And then you can do that for as many different arguments, main arguments, as you can fit within that 5-minute speech.
Okay, thank you. Now, and this is a part that people may not be used to seeing. A lot of times they're used to seeing rebuttals after that, but there's a section of the public forum debate called Crossfire. Now, the Crossfire round will be 3 minutes, and both of speaker one for both teams A and B get a chance to talk with each other, ask questions of each other. Now, we do advise that decorum, because this is the only time during Crossfire. Other times mics will be muted, but this is when you are able to address the other person. Now, what we don't want to happen is the person asks the question and the other person filibusters and takes up the whole 3 minutes answering one question, because it should be a quick exchange. But Brother Lewis, could you explain from your knowledge the best method for that crossfire to work and how it should look?
Right. So the team which speaks first gets the first question. So the team A would be the team that asks the first question in that 3-minute crossfire. And the crossfire is essentially like a tennis match. I ask a question, you answer the question, and now you get to ask a question, and I have to answer that question. So it's supposed to be a back and forth. So for example, if I were to say to Mr. Hurd, why do you think your radio show is the best show in Cleveland? He will say, I think my show is the best show in Cleveland for X, Y, and Z reason. And Mr. Hurd might say back to me, well, James, why haven't you taken out the time to listen to my show? And I'd answer that question, and the question would go back to me. Well, if you want me to listen to your show, why don't you drop off a free computer that I can listen to it on at my house? And then the question will go back to him. And that's the way it goes back and forth for 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay, thank you. So just as we
3 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, 3 minutes. And you know what? We'll wait till the very end. If anybody on the team has questions about the process, wait to the very end, and then we can hopefully answer those questions. That part of the first round will be followed by a rebuttal made by speaker one of team A. And the other person should be able to rebut what the other first speaker said. Brother Lewis, can you talk a little bit about the rebuttal portion of this?
So you could do rebuttal in either one of 2 ways. One way you can do rebuttal is point by point. They gave 3 points in their speech. You just And so one thing you might want to be doing during their speech, if you know you're going to rebut the speaker one, is you might want to write down the arguments they're making. You can either write it down on a notepad, you can write it down in an electronic device if you have it handy. But one way you can rebut someone else's speech is just going point by point. So if they have 3 points, I'm going to tell you why the first point is wrong. I'm going to tell you why the second point is wrong. I'm going to tell you why the third point is wrong. Another way you could do it is just a kind of overview of their speech. You could say, well, their position is this, but I'm just going to give you 5 overarching flaws with their position, or 5 overarching flaws with some of the assumptions that they're making in their argument. There is no right way. Either way is good. It's based on your own strengths and what you might think is the most effective way to make your argument.
All right, thank you. And of course, the remaining rounds follow the exact same procedures. It's just the second speaker for both teams go ahead and they fulfill the same platform, the opening constructive speech, the crossfire, as well as the rebuttal. And the same thing happens for the third round for the third speakers of the team. All right, now the fourth round is called a summary round. Team A speaker for the summary, one person, 2 minutes, and they begin that. Now, could you explain what we should look for in the 2-minute summary round?
The summary round is essentially where you need to do 2 things. You need to point out what they have missed from your case. So if there are arguments that you have continually made that they just have not responded to, you need to point that out now. Like, these are the points that they just have no answer to, that, ultimately are why my side is right. And also, you need to use that time to give your listeners an idea of what your position is as a whole. So you only have 2 minutes to do this. So you do really need to be very efficient in what you decide to focus on. So giving kind of a quick overview of what they just haven't said, like they just cannot answer this question. And here's our message. So you might want to think about ways in which you can summarize your message in a minute or less.
All right. And I would suggest that some strategy be taken, because this will be one person of the 3-member team. So somebody will go again for the summary, and then later on, another person who was not the person who did the summary round will do the final focus. But before that happens, is something called a grand crossfire. And this is 5 minutes. And this is where both teams, 3 people from each team, all 6 people get a chance to ask questions and answer questions from the other team. Now, I thought this was one of the most interesting parts of this style of debate, the grand crossfire. And while I have never seen this person in debate, Brother Lewis, I want you to explain to me why this part of it is not going to be a hot mess. Explain to me the grand crossfire where all 6 people get a chance to talk to one another.
Right. It's not a mess as long as, it's just like any kind of event that involves a lot of people. As long as people observe the etiquette at the heart of that portion of the debate, it usually goes fine. The first speaker, so the person who spoke first in that round gets the first question, and anyone can answer it on the other team. So you can throw a question out there, and any of the 3 people on the other team can answer it. And there's going to be crosstalk, and that's okay. Just as long as everyone's respectful and, allows the voices to be heard. I've seen teenagers do it in my own coaching, and it goes pretty well. And I know you all are all obviously accomplished adults. So if teenagers can do it, I know that it's not going to be a problem with accomplished adults in your fields. So it's just kind of the same thing. Like, team A, question, other team answers it, the next team gets to ask the question, and it goes back and forth. It's just like that kind of ping pong match until the time elapses.
All right, thank you. And then finally, we have the final round, which is the final focus. And keep in mind, we all the time periods are given, so everybody's constructive round, they get 5 minutes. But now when we get to the final focus round, it's 2 minutes, and it has to be one person chosen from the team who is not the person who gave the summary round. So this is the last opportunity that someone has to speak up for the team. And basically and I'll let Brother Lewis go over this, but basically this portion of the round is to tell us why your team won and why the other team did not win. Uh, could you elaborate on that some, Brother Lewis?
I think the best way to do this is to boil it down. In debate, we call them voting issues or key voting issues. And essentially, what debaters are trained to tell the judge is, you just listened to 40 minutes of debate. Here are the 3 reasons why our side has won this debate. Here are our 3 key voting issues: voting issue 1, voting issue 2, voting issue 3. And so, what the final focus speaker has to do is identify what they think are the strongest points of disagreement in the round and why they've won those strongest 3 points. The one thing I will say is you don't have to have the same voting issues. So if Speaker A gives 3 voting issues, Speaker B can give 3 completely different voting issues. So I think you can do 2 things. You say, these are the voting issues, and this is why these issues are so important. So you explain the issues, why they're so important, and why you won those issues. Those are the 3 things I think you need to do. Here are the issues. Here's why they're important. Here's why our arguments are superior on these issues.
All right, thank you. Now, I do want to the last thing I have listed that everyone already got is the issue of time. All time limits will be strictly observed. Uh, Clocks will not be stopped during any portion of this time segment, including if you want to share screens. Although we will have a debate moderator that will be keeping time, the responsibility of each it is the responsibility of each participant to properly keep and follow their own time. And Mr. Lewis, if you can speak to this, because when your students or the people you coach in debates, I believe they keep their own time. Is that correct?
Yes. Because when I'm judging a debate round, I'm focusing on writing notes and keeping track of all the arguments. So I keep a time just to keep the teams honest, but I don't sort of tell them when there's a minute left because I'm taking notes. And so my debaters are expected to time themselves. And when the time runs out, the judge essentially has the right to say, time's run out, you're done. And politely, of course, but your time is out, please sit down. Or I guess on Zoom, please stop talking. Is usually what I would ask a debater to do.
Okay, and once I unshared my screen, I was able to see some of the questions that was there, and the question was, will there be a timer? So I believe that we answered the question for you. One, we expect for you to keep and follow your own time, but obviously just to keep it honest, we will be keeping time, but I strongly suggest that you guys are honorable and follow proper order and procedure and whatever mechanism you need to keep your own time. I suggest that you do that. I also want to suggest that make sure when we get to the day on Friday that you have selected a location where you have proper lighting and proper sound, so we can make sure that the people can hear you and can see you. Do you have whatever, please, any questions while we have Brother James Lewis here? Any questions that you have about the method that we're using and how it should operate? Brother Stereo, I see you have your clapping hand up. Go ahead and ask a question.
So if I'm just want to make sure I have a clear understanding. We basically in the courtroom and we're basically presenting our case pretty much the way you got it set up. Correct?
Yeah.
James Lewis.
James.
Oh,
Lewis.
sorry, I didn't know if the question was for me. No, I think that's a fair way of viewing it. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's a very strong similarity between the two formats presenting the legal case. So you have the opening statement, the kind of presentation of evidence, and then finally the closing statement, which is meant to persuade the audience.
All right. Any other questions? Everybody's good on the cross, how that operates. Okay, I think we're good here, guys. I can finish this early and get ready for chill talk. So Brother Lewis, I appreciate it. We're gonna let everybody on their way out, if they want to say something as we get closer to that Friday date, and whoever I started with first, I'll end up with last. So who I talked to Brother Shawn first. So we'll let Brother Stereo and Brother Kory take a quick turn to say what it is that we can expect from your team as we march towards the actual debate time. Stereo, what you laughing about? Talk to us. I can't hear you.
I know. I just turned my mic on. You funny, man. You real funny.
What did I do?
No, we good.
Because Shawn and them, I let them go last because you guys, because I made them go first before.
It's
Man,
all good.
oh man.
Kane, you can talk. You can speak. I'll wait till you after you speak.
Brother Kory?
Yeah.
He passed the mic to you. Any last words?
Hey, they got 2 days left. They got 24 hours. They got to get out of this town peacefully. They can leave in 24 hours and we ain't got to do it. Or if they show up, that's it. Mr. Lewis, you can't say these boys, okay?
I don't think Mr. Lewis is involved in that part. That's not his part.
Hey, chill. It's prophecy now, baby. It's prophecy now. Man, that's all I'm gonna say. I know these are guys, man. I know these are guys. I know you love us all. Yeah.
Is that how we doing this? All right, Stereo, go ahead.
Definitely, I want to just say. I just want to say, with Shawn and they whole Mossy squad or whatever, let's we meet in the arena, man. I think you were the opponents. You know what I mean? I give y'all that much. I think you guys are, worthy opponents. I just think you I think you underthought this, but it's okay. You know what I mean? Time will tell. If nothing else, at the end of the day, time will tell. So, hey, touche, and let's do this, man. And, may the best team win.
All right, Brother Stereo, the Hitman. All right, Brother Ankh West, Ankh the God Killer. Anything you want to say as we bring this to a close about what they can expect to happen at the July 17th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time debate?
So, I mean, I hear them talking, and I'm thinking, is it possible for them to overturn modern science in one debate? Impossible. Science is undefeated. We got 317 years, and we just talking about on the European side of things, on this side of the water, 317 years of proven high medical vaccine science that has protected all communities that have partook in vaccines. We got for eons in Africa of inoculation. I'm just asking myself, is it Nick Cannon and the boys again? Is it Deshaun Jackson and them again? Like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Our case has already been proven. All we gotta do is just bring it out. My man's sitting over there with a face mask on. Why? So that must mean he ain't got no. Can you hear me? You on mute, chill.
You was breaking up, huh?
Am I breaking up now?
Nah, you clear.
What part did I break up on? The Nick Cannon and Deshaun?
Nah, the face mask.
The face mask.
Nonsense. The nonsense part.
I'm just trying to figure out how is he sitting up with a mask on? So you mean he's at the mercy of nature like everybody else? See, this is what I'm talking about. Why do you have a face mask on? Why do you not have a face mask on? Science tells you to wear a face mask. Not your local herbalist, not your local poor man who spreads information to the conscious community that is now costing people millions of dollars. So it's fun for me. As a matter of fact, I enjoy the moment. I enjoy dealing with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and the boys last December and looking them straight in the face, right? Since science is predictive, I knew this event was coming. So it's an educational showpiece that I'm gonna sit back and watch them try to overturn 317 years and eons in Africa. How they gonna do it? And they all finds all kind of ways. But there's two questions that they will never get around. And I'm gonna save that, right? I guess I'll be the guy that's gonna do that last thing and say, man, court judge, they never answer the question, right? So it's fun to me. Like check this out, man. I enjoy the moment. I appreciate my brothers. I appreciate talking trash. That's what I like to do. But I am very composed when it's time to be composed. I am very well spoken. The team is too. So this is a moment where we will find out, right? Will it be the guesswork against science? That's what the conversation is. Guesswork, no references, no sources against science. That's gonna be good for me, man.
All
you
right.
gotta take that mask off, though, bro. Take
All
that
right.
mask off, man.
Brother Ankh West, Brother Ankh Keck. All right, brother. And I want you to know, Stereo, that you are free to come. We just doing, we giving out the, when we do Chill Talk at 8 o'clock, I'm just opening up the floor to anybody that wants to come on. I will give the Zoom link. So if you have something to say, that you can, Stereo. So, all right, we're gonna finish with Brother Shawn. Brother Shawn, let's wrap us up.
All right. Appreciate the opportunity. Look forward to the opportunity to educate the masses. I really don't care. You know, I ain't getting into the theatrics. It's about educating our people, and we take that serious. We don't take them for a joke or, you know, manipulate their minds or try to sway their perspectives because we don't need to pump our chest or say this, that, and the third. We know what we've been at in our lives. And we here to serve our people, man. We here to serve our people. We ain't here to talk about it. We're going to be about it. Demonstration beats conversation. So I look forward to what Stereo called us a worthy opponent in need of an arena. I guess he giving me a shot or whatever he want to say. I don't care nothing about none of that, man. The people is more important to me than any conversation or discussion between the two parties. And I know I'm on the side of modern science, and I know what he's standing on. And, you know, just going to let the sources speak. You're on mute, Chill.
All right, Brother Shawn, any Eret, Shawn Kalfani. Appreciate everybody. And for the people who tuned in on my YouTube channel, this is where we will be on Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Make sure I will post some other things if you'd like to share it and make sure that people in the house do so. Again, like to thank all of the members of the team for showing up. Like to thank Mr. James Lewis for providing his insight, Mr. John Kersey for providing his insight on debates and connecting me with Mr. Lewis, Brother Ujao for initially looking at my format, and he didn't say it was awful, so I kept moving with it. And of course, to our sponsor, my BFF. Okay, we had one more person, but my BFF, LaDosha Wright, as the sponsorship from Reverence Design Team. I'm letting one more person into the building who will be helping me moderate. There we have Sister Audrey Wiggins. Audrey, your mic is on? Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Hey, Chill.
Oh, all right, she will be helping me moderate. She is a talk show host. I'll let her introduce herself, but also she is part of the digital committee of the Greater Cleveland Association of Black Journalists. She will be on hand to make sure that the mics are muted when they're supposed to be, that the screen sharing is available when it's supposed to be, and just other things that I need. I lean on her all the time, as I'm the president of the Greater Cleveland Association of Black Journalists, and so I lean on her digital committee a lot. Audrey, could you at least introduce yourself, let the people know who you are and how you will be helping us out on Friday?
Okay, well, you kind of gave the gist of it, Chill. Thanks a lot. Audrey Wiggins again, and I have a company called Altogether Marketing where I do digital marketing and advertising, graphic, and video production as well. So I'll be working with you guys on Friday to help moderate questions, or people's mics need to be muted or unmuted, or timing, so we can move on to the next topic or the next speaker.
All right. See, I'm trying to thank you, Audrey. I'm trying to have all bases covered. So no one will have any problems with how we do this or how it operates in a professional and scholarly manner. So again, I'm glad you showed up at the end, Audrey. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get ready to get set up for Chill Talk. Everybody's invited over to the Chill Talk page, and all we're doing is talking about this upcoming debate, whether the debaters are there or whether just people want to weigh in from the panel, from the platform. That's what we're talking about. This is our last real chance to talk it up. I see, look at Ankh making that face. He said he already wants some of that. And Stereo thinks that I shorted him, but let him go last. So Stereo, you can last whenever you want to be last on the other thing. That's what we can do. But I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to the Friday debate about vaccines, July 17th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Kevin Chill Herd YouTube channel, excuse me. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. And we're going to get set up to go over to Chill Talk, but we will see you back on this channel on Friday. Thanks a lot, guys.
You're welcome. Good night. Peace out.
Have a great night.
Thank you, sir.
Do you need me to do anything else, or?
No, you are fine.
Okay. I got to get to class, but thanks.
Teach the kids.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
And the Lord rose on the third day and overturned science.
All right, I see. I don't have your, even though they said that y'all my team. I don't even have your. We're not even Facebook friends, so I can only get information to Shawn.
What? You ain't. I'm on Ankh West page, man. Ankh West.
I don't have that. I sent you a friend request like 2 years ago, so I got to send the information to Shawn. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all over on the Chill Talk side.